Hello, everyone. Um, this has taken a little bit longer than I expected, so let's just get right into it. No fancy intros, no nothing. Bang, Python code that you need, it'll be in the description. Bang, mod that you need, it'll also be in the description. Um, Starting from Monster Kid, you're gonna want to save state here. We're gonna minimize the RNG calls up until dummy because we want the maximum range for the manip that we can possibly get. So we want to minimize the calls beforehand. In Spears 2, same thing with Willy Warp. First text box of the punch card info calls RNG 166 times. Second text box calls it 90 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the first text box scroll until it calls RNG 90 times. Then we're going to skip the second text box and let that scroll as well. So that we get the minimum calls here. You want to do movement here that doesn't get hit regardless of RNG. No funny movement. If you want to add funny movement, you can do that after manipping 4 cycle. You don't want to have to redo this movement every time you're doing a different manip. Um, so this cutscene here at the end, when the spears hit the, or sorry, when the spears are below Frisk, the cutscene advances. They can spawn at a random height, so you want to manip those to be as low as possible so that they get below Frisk as fast as possible. You can lose a frame here. We're not going to worry about that right now. Um, if you're using the punch card, it's not super hard to manip that. If you're not using the punch card, it's 1 frame. Don't worry about it. It's just going to give you more trouble than it's worth. Uh, so, entering the dummy fight. The traditional way to do it with the punch card is to punch card interact with this garbage here, and then use that to get movement on the cutscene. Don't do that. What we're going to do is we're going to indie flow this thing here, which is going to allow us to transfer the text storage to the cooler. That has more text, gives us more options for manip. So we're going to get movement on the cutscene just like normal. Come down. All this is normal, just like you would do in MDS, except you just keep going up because you're doing 4 cycle. If you're doing something like Saveless EEBP and you don't want to pick up the astronaut food, just say no to the Choicer. Choicers have a second option, as EEBP related shenanigans taught us. Kind of the point of Choicers. So somewhere after this text is where I'm gonna generate that list of brands. I've actually already done it, so here it is. And then you're gonna want to task the first 2 turns of the fight so that you can get that list of bullets I was talking about. So, first turn, we're gonna do the normal fast text thing, where you get this text. Gonna get hit twice here. The dummy should be at 283 health right here. That's another thing that the mod should do, is it should display the dummy's health. That's gonna be important. I'm just gonna kind of get through this text. Second turn, pretty similar. Just dodge all these bullets. Hit the dummy with every bullet from the last 3 waves, just like 5 cycle, if you've done that RTA. Dummy should be at 260. It cannot be lower than 260. If it's higher, you're going to have a hard time. So, these are the dummies that we care about right here. These ones at the top. Yeah, those are the ones we care about. We want those to be as low as possible because we want to hit the dummy with as many of those as possible from up here. So they want a nice, high trajectory like that. So down is positive Y. So we want to maximize that RNG call like we were seeing earlier in that Python code. Actually, I reckon I didn't talk about the Python code in this take. So we're going to talk about the Python code in this take. All right, so the Python code is just looking at your list of rands, and it's checking if they are greater than or equal to 30, and it's giving you the results if they are in a run greater than or equal to 12. Yeah, okay, so now we have the list of bullets. We're going to put the list of randoms and the list of bullets in our shared folder. Come over to Windows. I just had it up. There it is. And we're going to just open those up here real quick. Just, whoops, get back on there. Go ahead and stick these over here in some different columns real quick. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do is we're just going to run that Python code real quick. That's going to give us this results file right here. So let's talk about the results. Run of 12 ending at line 25775. So what that's telling us is there's a run of 12 consecutive calls greater than or equal to 30, uh, which goes from line 256 or sorry 257 63 to 25755. It should be 64. So that would be the target offset that we would have right here. So first things first, we got to get our current offset. So we're going to come to here. We're just going to see where these dummies are currently, and we can use that to find where in this this list of randoms we currently are. So the ones we care about, if you go to the third turn, yeah, we don't care about the first six, the ones in the sort of 140 to 200 range here. What we do care about is the next 12. So the ones here in the 500 and the ones here in the 0-100 range. So these calls on the Y positions here are the ones we actually care about. So like these 200 numbers. These are 200 plus random 60. So to get the actual random call, we just look at the everything after the 200. And that's going to be what our call over here was. So we sort of come over here and control F. Our we want to start with the last call in the sequence. So the last one that's in this sort of 0 to 100 range. And the reason for that is because, like I said, the results file is giving us the end of the sequence, so we want to start at the end of the sequence as well. So we're just going to search for whatever that call is, which is 35.025, 35.025, and we're going to get no results. And the reason for that is because these two lists are rounded differently. So if you get no results, 35.024, and we're going to find that over here at 690. There's some more results. They're in the tens of thousands. We're not there. And you can also verify based on let me make this a little wider so it's not cut off. Based on just looking at the rest of the calls in the sequence. So this is a 22.538. You have a 22.5375 there. That's rounded correctly. 31.89, 31.89, 31.99, 31.99, etc. So we're getting all those correctly. This is where the sequence is at 690. So we're gonna go ahead and write that down over here. Current offset 690. Now we want to choose a target offset. So each of these runs, any of these could get you 4 cycle. You can get 4 cycle on pretty much any of these. If you're looking at a glitchless or low percent 4 cycle, you don't have the punch card. What you're probably going to want to do is actually lower this value from greater than or equal to 30 to like greater than or equal to 25 or something like that. It'll give you some results that are harder to get 4 cycle on, but it'll give you more options to manip to, and these runs will be longer, so you'll be able to get those manips easier. For something like this, we can get these manips plenty easy, so we want to actually make the fight as easy as possible, so greater than or equal to 30 is fine. So we can look at these runs, like this is a run of 12. That's fine. We could get 4 cycle on that, but we'd have to hit this exactly, right? Because we care about 12 different calls, so if we only have a run of 12, then we have to hit it exactly. Run of 14, that's a little better. We have 3 calls of leeway there. We can hit. Run of 12. This is a run of 22. That gives us 10 calls of leeway. We're gonna be going for that one. So you can pull up your calculator. So we have, this is our target offset here, 35.552. Except remember, this is the end of the sequence. So if we're looking to sort of maximize sort of where we are, and you can do it from here, right? And just like think about being, up to 10 under this is fine. Or what I like to do is actually just subtract 5 from it, right? So this is gonna instead be a 4.7 instead of a 5.2. And that way we can be plus or minus 5 on this, right? So actually we can be plus 5 minus 4, but close enough. So our difference there, 3.5547. And actually, I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a 4. I'm gonna go ahead and do this from here, right? We're just gonna think about it from here. It's gonna make the math a little bit simpler, I reckon. 35552. No, 3252. Better. There we go. Okay. Minus 690. 31862. So that's how many calls we have to add. Now we need to see how many calls we have. So just from our reference point here, we have 424735 calls. This one. 424735. Then we just need to add, whatever our difference was, plus 424735. So we're aiming for 456597. Nope, don't save. Just give it like that. Okay, so that's what we're kind of aiming for. Remember, we can be up to 10 under that. I guess up to 9 under that. And still be within this run. So, what we're gonna do, come up here, back up to the Monster Kid ledge. And remember, we are trying to add as many calls as possible. So let's just go ahead and info the punch card. Don't face Monster Kid, info the punch card. Go and press X on that first text box. I'm gonna leave this open for as long as we can. And something a little interesting about this text here, having text open up here actually delays this cutscene. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you're matching this a good few frames early. And then also make sure that you face Monster Kid again, because you have to overflow Monster Kid. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and see where that gets us, and this is where that Spears 2 RNG I was talking about comes into play. So you can see we're actually not gonna get the fast cutscene here. So see, this text didn't match. So if we just go ahead and come to here, just insert a frame. Now that text matches just fine. We can come down to the dummy fight, and we're actually gonna end up manipulating that text again. Except we're just not gonna worry about it for now, because for now we're just trying to get in the vicinity of the right number of calls. So we're not gonna worry about trying to manip a specific call or whatever. So we're gonna go back up to our reference point, which remember was just any time after this text before entering the fight. We're at 443081. Okay, so 443081, that's not bad. There's actually another thing we can do right now, which is going to be, I'm gonna go ahead and put a save state in Spears 2 as well. Where's the info? Here we go. Oop. Drop that save state again so I can load it. We're gonna go ahead and press X here instead of here. And this right here, this is gonna give us a way to sort of accurately calculate how many calls we need to add. So if I go ahead and skip the end again, it doesn't super matter if we got the fast or the slow text right now, because we're just trying to get in the vicinity. So we can come back up to our reference here, and we're at 444973. So we can go ahead and pull up the calculator again and see how far off of this we are. Minus 444973. We're 11,000 calls off still, so we can just divide that by the difference between the first and the second punch card info calls, right? So the first one calls it 166 times, the second one calls it 90 times. That's a difference of 76. So if we add 152, 153 calls in there, we can get the this a little bit closer. We can actually get it pretty close. So if we come back here and just move this down 150 frames to I think here would be 152 frames. We go ahead and go through And now at this point, we can go ahead and manip the fast cutscene here. So something that you can look at, I like to count these frames here. Frames where there's no alarm. So after this goes away, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, then that means that you didn't get it. That means that's the slow cutscene. So we can go ahead and go back to the Spears 1 thing here. We can move this down a frame. Come over to the cutscene. And when this alarm goes out, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. That means we got it. So that's going to be our fast cutscene there. And then actually, I just realized that I completely forgot to remove the frame there. So if we, sorry, I just did a little bit of debugging here. I did not remove the frame for this cutscene. So if we delete that, just delete any random frame here. It'd get through the cutscene just fine. Okay. After doing what we've done in the Spears 2 area now, we can look at what our calls are. Let me see, 456601. That's like pretty close, right? What are we targeting? We're targeting 456597. That's our maximum end, so we need to just remove a few calls. So that lets you kind of play around with this text here. The reason I like getting this overflow. And actually, shout out to Chair for teaching me that you could do this. The reason I like to get this, it just gives you more text options here. So we can come here, drop a quick save state. And we need to remove just a few calls, right? So a good way to do that is usually by adding calls and then subtracting a different number of calls. So what I'll do is I'll just like add some frames of this text box, which the reason I'm choosing this text box is it has the maximum number of text boxes here. Then we can just sort of, remove a few frames of this, right? This is going to have text scrolling instead of text completed for a few frames. And we'll see where we're at now. You can see now we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's actually, sorry, what was I saying? It's a little bit too high still. So we're gonna try and do something a little bit different then. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up my notes and I'm having trouble doing that. Yeah, so instead of doing that, we can put some of these back. If I go back to state 3 there, maybe we try, instead of removing frames from here, we can add frames to here. Just play around with this text. I have, spoiler alert, already done this. And I know for a fact that this is going to hit 4, 5, 6, 5, and something, 4, 5, 6, 5, 9, 1. Except that it didn't. And the reason that it didn't is because I have done something incorrectly. And the thing that I have done incorrectly is I inserted frames and didn't delete them. Boop. So now we're going to hit 4, 5, 6. Whoa. Whoa. Now we're going to hit 4, 5, 6, 5, 9, 1. Which is, squarely in the range that we're looking for. So, once you're in that sequence of, once you're in the range that you were looking for that sequence of calls, you're good. And we can go ahead and enter the fight. So we're gonna have to retask these first couple turns. Shouldn't be too hard at all. It's gonna be the same exact thing. We're going to just go ahead and get the sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get the fast text here on the first turn. I didn't quite make it there. So what we can actually try and do is just get it on the second wave. You have plenty of time to do that. It doesn't have to be the first wave. It just has to complete the text before the turn ends. So we can go ahead and hit it with this dummy. Maybe. There we go. Oh, okay, a little bit early. Let's just not get hit yet then, I reckon. Just come here. Just don't get hit yet. Maybe we get hit now. Try and hit the dummy with this bullet here. That's way too far to the left, so we're going to go a bit more to the right. What am I talking about? Here. A bit more to the right here. That's going to be too far right, I think. Yeah. So let's go back here. That's good. So like I said, dodge the rest of these. Or get hit, doesn't super matter. And we want to get hit by 2 of these bullets here. And we're also going to want to keep mashing the text. By this bullet. That looks like I missed a text mash. That's alright. Let me just go back and grab it real quick. Ow, you dummies. What has happened here? Okay, that's the earliest you can mash this text. Looks like I just added some frames. Oh, it's because, yeah, they'll be in a different place. Because I'm using a different... That makes sense. Okay, so let's just go ahead and delete these. Get hit there, get hit there. And then we can just insert those frames back here. And that should line up nicely. Okay. So, spare again. Get this text. And then it's the same thing on this turn. Oh, I got hit. What? Same thing on this turn. We're going to hit the dummy until they are down to 260. Interesting. That should be good. Yep, 260. All right. And then the third turn. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We want to get the dummy down to 216 on this turn. So you can start off by just going straight to the top. So the dummy's path is going to kind of go whoop, 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 right? So on the first sort of sweep past here, we want to sort of aim the ones from the bottom like this to kind of hit like that. And then on the second pass here, we're going to aim the ones from the top to hit like this. And then on the third pass, it's going to be the ones that spawn on the actual bottom here that are just like the sort of 5 cycle where it goes across the top. So from the top here, you know, we kind of just eyeball it a little bit, and we can adjust it later. We want to come over here. And then, yeah, so we want to hit, actually, we want to be on the left side of these, I reckon. So, perhaps, if we come back up to here, let's actually put a save state there, yeah? So, we come up here. And once those fire, we come over here a little more. And then once those fire, come back over here and start kind of getting ready to hit with these ones on the bottom. Like so. We're going to want to hit with all of the ones on the bottom for sure. Okay, so now we can go back and kind of look at what we missed, right? So from here, looks like that first wave is pretty good. That second wave from the bottom also all hit. This third wave right here missed a lot to the left, sorry, to the right, so we want to be further left when that fires. So that's going to be like here. So we want to be further left here, right? Yeah, just be a little bit further left. And we can see what happens now. Now we can see a lot of those still miss. So we're going to go maybe one further to the left and then a couple further to the right now afterwards. As you can see, like this is the kind of the hard angle here, actually, I think is the one that's sort of the most tricky. Oh, and we don't want to get hit by that. So let's oh, we still got to dodge. Okay. And a little bit more on the dodge. And a little bit more on the dodge. A little bit more on the dodge. Maybe later on the dodge then. Kind of let these get past, and then we can move a little bit more. Yeah. Now we actually want to move significantly this time. Okay, so see, these are missing a lot. I reckon maybe I'm dodging too early. Yeah, okay, that was the problem. Okay, so we want to come over to here. Make sure not to get hit. There we go. See, now a lot more of those are hitting. And then a lot of these are hitting as well. And we can see how we do on those. Actually, we got it. Okay, 216. So if you were a little bit short there, for example, a thing you can look at, you can see one of these bullets here misses to the right still, so we could try to be further left up here. And one of these actually misses to the right as well, or sorry, to the left, so we could be further right when that first wave from the top fires. But that was good enough. We got to 216. And then we can move on to turn 4. So turn 4 is honestly the trickiest one in my opinion. For turn 4, what we have to do is we have to hit the dummy with the last bullet on the last frame of the turn. Or sorry, on the frame the turn ends, actually. And that's going to get us a glitch that can get the text mashable. If you're doing this in glitchless, then what you'll actually want to do is not get that glitch. You'll want to hit the dummy with the last bullet as fast as possible. That can be a little bit hard to do. Famously, actually, this glitch was found by Ocean Bagel trying to speed up a bullet and accidentally slowing another bullet down more. So yeah, just I don't really have any specific advice for that, but yeah, that's a thing that you'll want to do instead of getting this specific glitch. So you'll want to just kind of line yourself up over here. Same thing as like 5-cycle RTA. And then something I like to do, honestly, is just like drastically dodge. You know, aim your first couple of waves there, and see how those are hitting. So like, see, we had one that missed pretty high, so we can try being a little bit further down. You know, not quite so high. Oh, actually, that was I got hit by that. Let's just dodge this a little bit earlier now. So that first wave still gonna hit. Second wave still misses. So we're getting pretty close to missing one of these first wave bullets here. So you see this one here. Getting pretty close to just going under the dummy. So what we're actually going to want to do is probably not change it here, but change it after this first wave fires, and then move down a little bit. Yeah, we can move down a few frames. We can go ahead and move up and dodge this. Again, we're not worried about these last waves just yet. We're just going to try and get these first two to hit. So yeah, you can see those all hit. So now, we can come back to here. Now we want to aim this third wave, which we got to dodge this. So we're going to dodge that up like this, actually just straight up, but sooner. Now let's just look at where this third wave goes. If we need to adjust it, we got to dodge that as well. I'm going to go ahead and dodge that to the left as well. That third wave actually looks like it's all going to hit. Yeah, and that was fourth wave is going to hit as well. But you see, we still have 5 frames on the turn. So that's a little bit too early. So for this fourth wave, what we're actually going to do is come back to sometime before it fires. So we want to be after the third wave fires, because we don't want to change that. So that's here. So somewhere here, right? We can go ahead and put a save state there. We've got everything except that fourth wave hitting. We want that fourth, actually we have the fourth wave hitting, but we have it hitting too early. So let's just try and move the fourth wave up a little bit, right? Just try and get it to hit up there. That fourth wave is going to come up, and it's going to hit here. And it looks like that's still a little bit too early. So what we can do is we can just move up a little more. And it looks like we're actually getting pretty close to as late as we can go. So we might want to move up, actually up here. We dropped the save state earlier. Probably going to want to try and move up a little bit here instead. And so see, now this is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. The dummy's coming over here. They're at 195. The turn ended. And you can see they're going to start talking. So that means you got the glitch. The fourth turn can actually be a lot harder than that. This is pretty lucky RNG. Some things to kind of look around at. I can actually try and just go back here a little bit to... where's the beginning of the fourth turn? Right here. What we can do is just, actually right here. I can try and show you with some different RNG. If I just, like, insert some random number of frames. Just to get some new RNG here. Try and get a more sort of average experience. Do the same thing. Just gonna kind of come over here. Try and hit the dummy with these. And the second wave as well. And then just, just dodge. Make sure you're hitting all those. You can see all those hit. Oh, actually one of those missed. Okay, so we want to be a little bit further up. So we want to go back to F9 here. Yep, right here. Going to be just a little bit further up. Not a whole lot. And now we can see that's going to hit. Okay, so now we can start worrying about that that second wave. Or sorry, that third wave. And the third wave actually... No, I'm not talking about. I'm going to come back down to here. Try and grab a save state. So this this third wave, we want to kind of dodge in between here. We want to be in a good position for the third wave when it fires, but then we can dodge again. And that fourth wave is going now too. So it looks like the third wave is going to all hit. Looks like the fourth wave is going to all hit. This turn isn't really all that difficult. So it's going to be kind of the same thing, right? We're gonna hit the third wave, and then after we hit the third wave, all we really need to do is just hit that fourth wave at the right time. So that fourth wave is hitting way too early again, so we're just gonna pull it up. Actually, I might not have done that. Oh, I did. Okay. So now you can see, looks like it's still pretty early. We're gonna pull it up a little bit more. Still pretty early. Come back up here. Stop a little bit more. Still early. Wow. This is actually a pretty high amount of things that we're having to do here. Wow. Okay. How much time are we needing to add here? 3 frames. Might not even be able to do that high. We might have to do that low. Yeah, we can go up a bit more. You can see that third wave is still going to hit. That fourth wave is still going to hit, probably. Yeah. And there you see it was actually a little bit late, right? So one of them didn't hit in time. So we can come back down. So yeah, see the turn's still ending now. Just come back down a little bit more. 9-5, turn didn't end. Okay, so we're gonna have to do maybe like a half frame of movement here. Remember, you can press X to move half a frame. Let's see if that works. It doesn't. Okay, so this actually isn't gonna work trying to hit it higher. So we're gonna actually try and hit it lower and go along the bottom here. So somewhere up here. We have the first and second waves here. And we're going to try and dodge down between these. So we're going to hit this third wave just like normal. Try and hit it like here somewhere. And we're going to go down. And just get out of the way of these. See, all those still hit. And this fourth wave is going under. That was a little bit too low. Let's come back up. Oh, we need to, sorry, still dodge. And we want to come up a ways here. So yeah, see, those are still missing. So we're going to try and come up some more. Can't come up much earlier than that. We can come up further. Still got a few frames to do of movement there. See, those are still missing. So you can see sometimes the RNG in the fight just isn't gonna be nice to you. And if that happens, what you can do is you can just go through the entire process again and move it to a different sequence. You can see actually all but one of those hit, so we might be able to still get this. Or you can try and waste a frame in the fight sometime before this turn, and just try and get different RNG. I obviously tend to prefer the former, just manip a different sequence if you have the 0 frame for it, which with the punch card you will. It won't be a problem. But we can actually start trying to move left more. Try to hit this from further left. It's just barely not hitting. So we can come left a little bit. See that third wave isn't even close to missing, so that's fine. 6. It's just barely not hitting. Okay, we can come left again. I reckon this will probably work. Yeah, it's just a lot of trial and error. And see that got it. So you can usually get it on just about any RNG. Sometimes you'll have like Sometimes you'll have ridiculous stuff like the the dummies will spawn like one's like here and one's like over here, right? And like one of them will go like whoop and one of them will go like whoop, and you just can't hit them both. And if that happens, you can try and hit more bullets in earlier turns so that you can afford to miss one of those. Um, Not earlier turns, in specifically the previous turn in turn 3. That can be a bit tricky, or you can do what I was saying, just manip a different either a different set of RNG or just waste a frame between the third and fourth turns there. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully everything in it was correct. If I made any mistakes, you have any questions, anything like that, feel free to DM me on Discord or let me know in the YouTube comments here. Yeah, that's about it. Good luck cycling. Hey, epilogue. So, thing I forgot that I forgot, and I forgot, totally forgot. If you're doing non-glitchless, the fastest thing to do here is to after the fourth turn, hit fight, and then just mash, and then this text here is going to be mashable. Look at the dummies in the battle box. That this text is going to be mashable. Anyway, yep. Bye.